Good afternoon from InvestSharp. This is Randy Smotone with your Thursday, January 28th market update. I don't think last night's State of the Union address really had that much of an impact on the market today, good or bad. I think just, sovereign debt worries overseas, global growth worries, just, political noise, just all that is just, and definitely Qualcomm lowering its guidance. QCOM weighed on tech very heavy today. I think all of that is really where it's really weighing the market down. On the economic front, durable goods orders were less than expected. They were up 0.3%, but the estimate was for 1.6%. Weekly jobless claims were down 8,000 to 470,000, but that was still more than the expected estimate of only 440,000. Nat gas storage fell 86 billion cubic feet, less than the estimate of 111 billion cubic feet. Ben Bernanke has been confirmed by the Senate as the Federal Reserve Chairman for another 4 years. At least we have that off our plate to worry about. On deck for tomorrow, we have GDP, consumer sentiment, Chicago PMI, and employment cost index. Earnings, Amazon beat at 85 cents earnings per share. The estimate was for 72 cents earnings per share. Microsoft also beat at 74 cents earnings per share. The estimate was for 59 cents earnings per share. Both also beat on revenue. Both were up after hours the last time I looked. The dollar and gold were up, silver and oil were down, and copper took another beating, down 3% on top of the 4% of beating it took yesterday. Look at the UUP. We're definitely went a little higher on the dollar today. Of course, that also adds pressure to the market. The volume wasn't quite as high, though. And I do like that the MACD is a little lower here than it was here. So we'll see if the dollar actually pulls back or continues higher. Light sweet crude futures were down 3 cents today to settle at $73.64 a barrel. Let's take a quick look at West Texas Intermediate crude. We've been watching this chart. We got some support around this 71.72. And remember, we don't go on a sell signal on oil until we print 69. Let's take a look at the Dow. The Dow closed down 115 points to 10,120. S&P closed down 12 points to 1,084. The Nasdaq closed down 42 points to 2,179, and the Russell closed down 10 points to 607. The Dow held up the best, down only 1.13%. The Nasdaq was the weakest, down 1.91%. And let's take a look at here at the take a look at the Dow. Still holding around this 10,100-ish area. The MACD is way down here. It's pretty weak. You'd expect a bounce at some point. I think that, with the current conditions, I think, any type of a decent rally should probably need to short into it. I just don't think the market's in a very good place right now as far as wanting to go higher. S&P 500, we're still holding. They're defending this 1,085, 1,080-ish area. They're still defending it. MACD's real low. So, like I said, I'm still expecting a bounce. I don't know if it's tomorrow or the next few days, but, we're oversold, but we continue to be more oversold. They did buy Goldman Sachs a little bit today, Bank of America. Not too. Bank of America, though, looks like it possibly pushed into some resistance right there. So XLF, they're still defending that $14 on the XLF or the financials. Let's take a look at the McClellan, which we've been watching. So we watch McClellan. Now we're minus 84, so we're continuing to get more oversold. And you see we've been down like minus 120 or something, here back at the end of October. So we can continue to go down. We don't have to bounce yet, but we are, it becomes riskier to short when we're down in this area. When we go minus 180 or so, it becomes more and more risk to puts and short. Unless, specific stocks you can, but you just have to be really careful. Take a look at gold here. Gold still trapped in here between the 105 110 area. It did get a little bounce today, though. Silver is definitely weaker. They're selling off silver a lot more than gold. Take a look at the VIX. Volatility index was up 2.5% today. Still pretty high. Definitely intraday volatility. A lot of movement intraday right now. I mentioned yesterday about watching the Fed effect where we have a counter trend move, which is exactly what we had today. We were kind of bullish yesterday into the close, and of course then the next day we sell off. So that is happens almost after every Fed meeting. So if we would have been bearish yesterday and sold into the close, we probably would have went up today. So it's just, I don't know, I don't know why it happens. So, but it just seems to be the pattern. Let's take a look at the sectors. 2 of the 16 sectors we follow finish in the green today. The home construction index and the bank index were both green. Semi index was the weakest, down 3%. Home construction, even though we haven't had that great of house numbers, Ryland RYL I think was up today, and Lennar LEN I think they were both up. They said the banks got a little bit of bounce today. Take a quick look at some charts. Amgen still looking pretty good. It's got a lot of volume. Seems to want to go up. This RF, Regions Financials, still looking pretty good. Quicksilver Resources got a nice bounce. Tons of volume come in today. So watch that for a breakout over that 1475 or so area. And of course, all of these have trend lines. Watch for breakdowns as trend lines. That's becoming more common as as the market gets weaker. Watch Belo, it's looking pretty good still, holding tough. Genworth still hanging around up there, looking pretty good. Deck still holding the 100, but it's one of these that definitely watch for the breakdown of 100 for a short. Aetna, another one of these. MACD seems to be going down. If it breaks that 30, I would probably short it. Eaton Vance, nice ascending triangle, broke out, and then it big volume. I don't know if anybody caught that or not, but it broke the trend line. And like I said, when it does that, you definitely short it when it takes out that previous day low right there where it was trying to hold its support. City Trend still holding up pretty well. Tractor Supply tried to break out of symmetrical triangle, and then they sold it. So definitely probably short it here, and just your stop will be today's high of 53.50. Teva, it's holding up well, but again, it's another one of these. Watch for that support, that green line to break. You could actually short it. Anytime I short, I usually move in and out of shorts really quick. I don't sit in shorts for days on end. So you need to, if you're going to short something. Copper's real weak. PCU's definitely a potential short here. I would like to get it on a bounce back up into this area before I would short it. And when I say short, you can use puts or short the stock if you can borrow it, however you want to do it. And still talked about, you might want to consider, if you manage your own portfolio, buying some dogs, which is the short Dow 30. It's not a double leverage, so it doesn't move as fast. So I like it a little better than trying to buy those double leverage, are better for trading. So you might want to consider adding some DOG. So if we keep going down, at least you'll have something that's going up. Take a look at the market signals. We'll follow the point figure charts of Dow, Nasdaq, S&P. The Dow and Nasdaq remain on sell signals, and S&P is the only one on buy signal. Price objectives, actually, this one lowered again today from 9,550 down to 9,450, and the Nasdaq was lower today from, I think, 2,070 down to 2,010. So market's kind of nasty out there. Don't be in a big hurry to jump in. Give it a few days, try to consolidate, see where we're going. All right, and that's it for today. So thanks for joining me, and remember to always invest.